Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to EBSN Eagles Baseball Sports Network, broadcasting live from Aquatic Ballpark on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We're currently in the bottom of the first inning between the visiting Cronulla Sharks and your Manly Eagles. A one-out walk issued by Leo Matsuo was all the damage in the first inning, with a couple of strikeouts and a ground ball getting the first inning done. And leading off for the Manly Eagles in this bottom of the second will be the third baseman, number 25, Trent Nickel. Nickel had 2-0 here to start this one. And he takes ball 3. 3-0 now for the leadoff Nickel. We'll bring the starting lineups of both teams very shortly. And there is strike 1, so 3 balls and a strike for TJ. And that pitch on the inside corner for strike 2. Ethan Teixeira comes all the way back to fill this one up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trent Nickel, only a pair of hits from 14 at-bats so far this season, has scored 3 times with 3 RBIs. And he fouls that one off to extend his at-bat. Couple of walks, 3 hit by pitches, and only a single strikeout to his name. And he does draw the leadoff walk with that pitch from Teixeira up high for ball 4. Josh Beasley now, the shortstop, doubling up into the second grade game after playing in the under-18 6-2 victory yesterday here at Aquatic Ballpark. And Josh will take ball 4 high. And a pick-up attempt over to first base, keeping Nickel close over there. And that pitch down for ball 2. That was down. Down low enough for a strike, so 1-1 now on Beasley. Saw the location of the pitch only and not the actual signal from the umpire. And Nickel picked off here at first base. The throw over to second base will be the first out of this inning. So he draws the full count walk, but he's picked off. Good move there by Teixeira, fooling Trent Nickel. So 2 balls and a strike now for Beasley. 3 for 4 in second grade on limited at-bats, but he is 8 for 17 in the second grade with an average of 471. 12 runs scored, 3 doubles, a triple, only 2 RBIs. As he takes ball 3 with 4 walks, 3 hit by pitches, and 3 strikeouts. So a very strong bat in this second grade lineup, looking to get the job done for manager Chris Corey. And he fouls that one off. It'll fill the count up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we've just had a late change in the lineup just before the start of the game. So we're just trying to confirm who is hitting in the 6 and 7 positions in the Eagles lineup. And Josh Beasley will strike out on a high pitch away for the second out of the inning. Dan Goodsall will step into the plate now with 2 out. Caught stealing and a strikeout, the 2 outs of this inning, the bottom of the first here. And that pitch taken in for a ball. And that pitch a called strike. Goodsall evens the count at a ball and a strike now. 2 balls and 1 strike. Goodsall ahead. In fact, with the first pitch of this at-bat being the ball. And Goodsall will put that ball to Marakovic at shortstop, who takes a double glove, called safe at first base by first base umpire Emma Cummings. Marakovic kicked it off the heel of his glove into the pocket of his glove. And on the transfer, couldn't quite make the play over to first. Chris Corey just having a chat with home plate umpire Keith Lehman. Unsure of what that conversation was about. Couldn't hear it with the walk-up song of Ben Sutton in the background. But he'll bat with a runner on and 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. And he'll take a strike to start this at-bat. Sutton 5 for 15 through 6 games. And he swings at that curveball down in the zone. There'll be 2 strikes on Sutton. Behind early in this one. And he lifts that one into the outfield. The centre fielder ran into it. Didn't get a good read on it. Ran in and had to run across. The right fielder, Cole Smith, falls over. He kicks it away into the fence. Goodsall's got to score all the way from first base. And it's going to see Ben Sutton get into second base. I would think it'll be a single and then advancing on the error there. So Sutton putting the ball in play, swinging the stick, making it happen. And it gets Manly on the board here in the bottom of the first inning. The centre fielder, Ethan Teixeira, not getting a good read on that ball, came in for it initially and then realised the ball was going to tail. Cole Smith backing up in right field, but the ball got away from him too as he slid to kind of corral it before it got to the fence. And Daniel Goodsall showing plenty of speed from the wily veteran. He's able to score from first base, and the Eagles will have a 1-0 lead. Ash Roberts steps in. He's in a 1-1 count here with 2 out, with Ben Sutton over on first base. We'll be looking to cash in a free run here. And that ball hit to Marakovic. A better collection this time. A good feed and a strong throw over to first base. And that'll finish the first inning. The Eagles on the board early. It's 1-0 on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. So we'll bring you the lineups now. So the Manly Eagles lineup. With that late change, our graphic isn't quite ready, so we'll get that ready, then flash it up once we have completed it. But leading off for the Sharks, Jacob Davis, the catcher. Max Marakovic, the shortstop, saw plenty of action in that bottom of the first inning. Cole Smith cleaning up that ball in right field. Peter Falk struck out in the last inning to end the first. He's playing first base. Corey Rower will bat 5 and play third base. Kobe Roberts is the second baseman, as I drop a hiccup in that one. Ethan Teixeira with the bad read in centre field. Bats in the 7-hole. Matt Carey is playing left field, and the designated hitter is Chet Lister. And on the mound for the Sharks is Travis Zurub. The Manly Eagles line up. Trent Nickel drew that bases loaded walk before being caught, erased on the court stealing. Josh Beasley striking out in that first inning at shortstop. Daniel Goodsell scoring Manly's first run. He's at second base. The RBI man, Ben Sutton, is a designated hitter today with Ash Roberts back from his overseas holiday. He's taking his position at first base. Brendan Hathwaite will hit in the 6th hole. He will play left field. Zach Murphy is the late replacement in right field. Massa Endo is doing the catching today, and Adam O'Neill takes command in centre field. And on the mound for your Manly Eagles is the pitcher number 91, Leo Matsuo for Black Label Fitness. Matsuo starts with strike 1 there on the third baseman, Corey Rower. And that is strike 2 for Matsuo. So Leo ahead early in this one. No balls and 2 strikes. Correction, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. As I get up to date in my book, I've missed a pitch. So I heard the 2 strike calls. Didn't realise there was a ball call. But it is now 1 ball and 2 strikes with that foul ball from Rower. 4th offering of this at bat to the tall right-handed third baseman. Right-handed hitting third baseman with the golden locks. That ball inside, so 2-2. Looks like the production manager's fallen asleep. Leaving the mid-inning graphic up. And that'll be 3-2. Full count now for Matsuo. That ball just getting behind Rower. I thought it might have hit him, but he wasn't in any hurry to take his position at first base. And that ball down for ball 4. So lead-off walk here for Matsuo. And the Sharks have a runner aboard here in the top of the second inning. Big rip there by Kobe Roberts. That'll get out of play. for a foul. It'll be strike one on the young second baseman to start this at bat. Sharks with a runner on first and none out here in the top of the second inning. Looks like our first base camera is a little bit skew-if, so we'll try and get that straightened up shortly. And that pitch low. Keith Lehman not going to call it a strike. Manly not going to check for a swing. Keith Lehman does have a tendency to balk on some strike calls. You think he's going to call it, but then he doesn't. So likes to keep the fans and the supporters guessing as that ball drops in low for ball 2. So Roberts working his count. 2 balls and a strike in his favour. That ball hit softly to Beasley. He'll have time to get the first. But Goodsall won't be able to turn it, but it will be the fielder's choice. Fielder's choice, Beasley. The ball hit softly to Beasley. Not enough time for Goodsall to get around the runner and fire on a strong throw to Roberts at first base. But that'll be the first out of the inning. And I'll bring up the centre fielder, Ethan Teixeira. Matsuo just checks the runner. Roberts at first base. He will step off the back of the mound and make a throwing motion to first. That ball down and on the knees for strike 1. So Matsuo, first pitch strikes, very important. Get ahead early. Put the pressure on the hitter to make the decision rather than giving him free rein to leave pitches. Matsuo keeping a close eye on Roberts over at first base. Kobe Roberts without a steal in second grade so far this year. But he is 2 for 2 in the under 18 competition. So keeping an eye on him as we see a bunt shaped by Teixeira. The ball gets away from Massa. It'll be a wild pitch charge to Matsuo. And Kobe Roberts will move up 90 feet, put himself in the scoring position. It'll be 2 balls and a strike here for Teixeira, the centre fielder. Opportunity now to tie this ball game up. And that one up. Fouled off by Teixeira for strike 2. So 2 and 2 for Teixeira. Matsuo with the low sidearm action. And drops that one in for a strike. Curveball on the knees. Good pitch executed by Leo Matsuo. And that's his 3rd strikeout of the game. So 2 out now. Bottom of the top of the second inning. Why do I always get that wrong? Matt Carey steps up. The bearded left fielder. 3 games so far on the season. He's 3 for 7. And that one pulled in the left field. It's going to be a scoring opportunity. Brendan Haythwaite bobbles the ball. He let one through his feet on Wednesday night. which led to runs, and he's bobbled that one in left fielder. He's normally a catcher, but that's no excuse not to get that ball. So it'll be a single, and the run scoring on the error. The runner of Roberts held up at third base with Haythwaite charging down on that ball. And then as soon as it was kicked by Haythwaite, Roberts was on the move again, and he comes in to score to tie this ball game up in the top of the second inning. So the DH now for the Sharks, hitting in the 9-hole, Trent Lister. He's ahead now, 2 balls and no strikes. Chet Lister, sorry. I knew it wasn't Trent Lister. But I knew it ended in T somewhere. And the catcher, Davis on deck. Jacob Davis struck out in the first inning. And there's a strike there for Matsua. So back in this one now. 2 balls and a strike. Three and 1. Another ball there from Matsuo. Soon come back, find his zone. The runner going and a strikeout. That's strike 3. Oh no, correction, strike 2. Fills the count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Got ahead of myself there. I was wondering why the runner wasn't taking off because it was only strike 2. So full count here. Big pitch coming up for Matsuo. He's got another runner in scoring position. Wants to finish this inning right here without any further damage. There's the curveball on the knees. That'll be strike 3 looking. And a fielder's choice and a couple of looking strikes there gets the done for Matsuo. But Cronulla get a run and they get back into this ball game. It's 1-1 after the top of the second inning. So Brendan Haythwaite fouls off the first pitch. We've got the Manly starting lineup there now that we've sorted it out. Trent Nicol, Beasley, Goodsall at second, Sutton, Ash Roberts, Brendan Haythwaite, your hitter now. He'll be followed by under 18 Zach Murphy, first grade manager Mazda Endo catching this game, and Adam O'Neill, the centre fielder, rounding things out for the Eagles. The ball and a strike for Haythwaite. Fouls that one off. 1 and 2. Brendan, only 2 games played so far in the second grade side. Spent a bit of time so far in the outfield in first grade. He is 3 for 6 with 3 runs scored, a double, and a big home run up on the Central Coast a couple of weeks ago in that 7-7 tie. And he takes that offering for 2 and 2 to even this one. Eagles a mixed bunch of results so far this year. 2 good wins to start the season. As Haythwaite lifts that into right centre field, that's going to get to the fence again. To Sharon Smith, a guy back for it. It's going to be a double. It's going to be a triple because the fielders just sat down on it, didn't know who was going to pick it up, and Brendan Haythwaite's going to be on board with a triple to start the bottom of the second here. Some miscommunication there by the centre and right fielder for the second time out there. So Haythwaite aboard here with that triple. Zach Murphy steps in. And he takes strike 1. Zach, a member of the 7 and 2 under 18 team after another strong win yesterday. Sorry, 6 and 2 rather. Another strong win against a very strong Cronulla side. They scored a couple of runs late to take the advantage. As Murphy takes that pitch up for ball 2, so 2 balls and a strike. Yes, the Eagles second grade had a good first up win against Canterbury and then had the bye in round 2. Went out to Penrith and were in a battle against the Panthers, but walked away with a 7-2 victory in that one. And then came home and got well beaten by MacArthur. Followed up the following week with a strong win over a very strong Borkham Hillside. It was a top of the table clash, both teams with a 1-loss record. As Murphy cracks that one into right field foul territory, he put a big swing on it, thought it was going foul, checked it, looked like it was going to hang in, but it ends up just hooking foul. Nice little bat drop in the end as well. But the wind blowing across the diamond here today, a little bit of swirl on it at times. 2-2 count now for Murphy here. And that ball not touching the strike zone, so will be a full count here for the young left-handed hitter. And the Eagles travelled up to the Central Coast, and despite hitting 3 home runs in that game, they weren't able to walk away with a win. They did have to settle for a draw, but Zach Murphy rung up on strikes on that one, thought he had ball 4, but is punched out. And then last week, had an opportunity to steal the game late against Blacktown, but with loaded bases, couldn't quite get it done, and they went down 2-1. So 3 wins, 2 losses and a draw so far on the season. And with the first half of the competition finishing up next week, the Eagles will be looking to find some form as the season enters the second half. With Masarendo doing the catching to start this one. He's ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. absolutely drills that one, but Max Marakovic has plenty of height on him, and an outstretched glove above his head makes the catch. And that will be the second out of the inning. So after a lead-off triple, there's been a strikeout and a line drive. Manly with the opportunity here with one more out to play with, and it'll be the centre fielder Adam O'Neill. 2 for 6. Only played 2 games so far in second grade. Again, a lot of time in first grade to date, with a bunch of first graders missing in the first half of the season. That ball's lifted into right field. Bit of movement for the right fielder, but he does get under the ball, and there's a fly out to 9 to finish the second inning. A fly to 9, not a K to 9, as I enter it into my book. So after 2 complete innings, Manly 1, Cronulla 1. Seventh Day Brewery is the Northern Beach's youngest up-and-coming craft brewery and tap house. Conveniently located in the heart of Brookvale, the big-hearted venue with a thirst for excellence brings a fresh vibe to the craft beer scene, one small batch at a time. The tap house showcases the core and seasonal offerings with currently 7 beers on tap, 5 of which are their core own brands. Seventh Day is open all weekend long, so why not head down after the ball game and enjoy a refreshing ale or two, because that's where we'll be this afternoon. Seventh Day Brewery. So Jacob Davis leads things off for the Sharks in the top of the third inning, and Leo Matsua's first pitch is a no ball. Doesn't get close to landing on the pitch. And Davis will be ahead, 1 ball, no strikes. Lifts that one foul over the first base dugout. Evens the count, a ball and a strike now. And that ball just inside, but on the knees, but it is called a ball, so 2 balls and a strike. So it was important for the Eagles to capitalise on that advantage they had in the last inning with Haythwaite lead-off triple, but 3 straight outs extinguished the threat, and that pitch is in for strike 2. 2 and 2 now. It's kind of been the story of all Manly grades this year, obviously except for the under-18s who are scoring very often. Plenty of opportunities for Manly, but not able to cash them in when they do arise, as that ball drops in. That pitch drops in for ball 3 to fill the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a foul there. by Davis. Extends his at bat. Still 3-2. Matsuo looking for an out. And he gets it. No, he doesn't. It's ball 4. Outside corner. And Davis will be the lead-off walk here to start the third inning. With the shortstop, Max Marakovic, stepping in. And he'll take the first pitch on the knees for a called strike. Marakovic 2 for 6 on the season. That pitch gets away from Endo. And Davis will move up 90 feet, put himself in the scoring position. With none out here in the top of the third inning. 2 for 6 for Marakovic on 2 starts this year. Drawn a walk and struck out once. And he's 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts. Looking to cash in a runner in scoring position here as that ball is up. For ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Good afternoon to all those watching live on the EBSN coverage. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you're enjoying the game so far as Leo Matsuo misses again. It'll run the count to 3-1. Let us know who you are. Say g'day. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if there's something you want to see, or if you've got any questions, feel free to ask them and we'll answer them for you. I'm sure we've got all the answers here. If not, we'll find someone that does. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you do get the updates and the notifications when we have gone live. As manager Chris Corey will take a visit to the mound just to settle down Leo Matsuo, who has started to miss his spots here with a runner now 90 feet away from giving Cronulla the lead. So the meeting on the mound is over. Marakovic now, 3-1 count in his favour. A run sitting 90 feet away, giving Cronulla their first lead of this second grade game. And he fouls that one off. 3 balls and 2 strikes now for the tall right-handed hitting shortstop. And ball 4. So second base on balls there for Matsuo. The Sharks now runners on the corners and none out with Cole Smith up taking his place in the batter's box. Cole 4 for 10, hitting 400 through his 3 games with 2 runs scored. And he takes ball 1 from Matsuo. So the leadoff walk hurt Matsuo in the second inning. And it's with 2 walks here now, could hurt him again as Smith takes a big hack at that one Endo not able to handle it, and Marakovic moves up to second base. Smith now hitting with 2 runners in scoring position. Give his side a nice, healthy 2-run lead with 1 swing of the bat. That swing more of a protection swing out of necessity to make sure Marakovic reached second without the throw. And that's a foul. So Matsuo ahead on this one. Smith grounded out in the first inning. Ground ball to Daniel Goodsell. So something similar to that would be very handy for Matsuo as he tries to prevent any damage. And won't get it on that one with that ball up and out of the zone. 2-2 now, the count for the left-handed hitting right fielder for the Sharks, Cole Smith. And the curveball. Not called there by either umpire on the check swing or the actual pitch itself. So Smith runs the count full. Good back control by Smith on that occasion. Pitch finishing just inside. So the 3-2 pitch here, still not out in the top of the third inning. And that's down for ball 4, so 3 straight walks. Has Manly in a bit of trouble here. Adam Brown making a slow walk up to the bullpen. And it'll be Fawkes who struck out in his first at bat. Will be looking to do some damage here and redeem himself. Fawkes 7 for 16 leads the Cronulla offense in qualified hitters, hitting .438, 2 doubles and a triple. So definitely a chance here to do some damage and take advantage of 3 straight walks from Leo Matsuo, who seems to have lost his control in this one. Manager Chris Corey showing his faith in his Japanese hurler to get this job done, or at least try and get an out or two, with Adam Brown slowly warming up in the home bullpen. Lifts that one into centre field. Adam O'Neill has a beat on it, comes charging in, makes the catch, and there won't be a runner scoring on that one. Ball just holding up in the wind. Adam O'Neill had plenty of momentum behind the ball, and as a former pitcher with the New York Mets minor league system, certainly not a chance of scoring on that one. The ball being cut off in the middle of the diamond by Ash Roberts. So a bit of a stroke of luck there for Matsuo. Gets the fly ball, gets the first out of the inning, and is now 1 pitch away from getting out of this bases loaded jam. And that ball is fouled off by Corey Roa. And Matsuo back in this one. Just wants a ground ball hit straight to a fielder to get a double play without any damage. But it's not going to be happening. It's a hit by pitch. And it's going to be an RBI for Roa. Davis will be the scorer. And Cronulla will take a 2-1 lead early here in the top of the third inning. Kobe Roberts now, the second baseman. That ball in for ball 1. Plenty of celebratory noise coming out of the Cronulla dugout with every pitch that Leo Matsuo misses with. Getting the Sharks closer and closer to more runs in this contest. And that one missing on the inside corner. Matsuo behind, 2 balls and no strikes. Middle infielders just discussing their plan of attack if the ball is hit to them. As the Cronulla runners take their lead. And Matsuo punches one in there. Roberts fouls it off. 2 balls and a strike now for Roberts. Plenty of work to do here for Matsuo and the Manly defence. Cronulla 1 swing away from multiple runs. Manly 1 ground ball away from getting out of this without any further damage. As Endo checks the runner over at third, but Trent Nicol is playing in. Tricky play there with the corner infielder playing in. Gives Marakovic an extra couple of steps down the line and an opportunity to score if any ball does get away, which Matsuo is prone to do. So it's 2-1 now, 3-1 for Roberts. 1 pitch away from another walk and another run for the Sharks. And it will be another run for the Sharks. That ball down and inside. Chris Corey making the slow walk out of the dugout. Hasn't quite walked towards the infield yet, but he will make the change here with Adam Brown to come into this ball game. Matsuo will be out of this one. He will leave with the bases loaded, and Adam Brown will come to the mound to try and extinguish this fire that has been left behind him. We'll be back after the warm-up pitches and we'll see if Manly can get out of this jam. Adam Brown is ready. He's thrown his warm-up tosses. Brownie's last year's second grade pitcher of the year, both with Manly and the league. Won the grand final MVP in Manly's second grade championship last year. Has had a tough start to this season so far. 2 wins and a loss. A 7.88 ERA. Had troubles up on the Central Coast. He has 15 strikeouts and 8 walks. And 14 of 18 runs earned through his 16 innings of work so far. And he starts here with a strike. So good signs so far. And he's pitching to the centre fielder, Ethan Teixeira. So Liam Masua responsible for the runners that are on base still, as Teixeira fouls that one off into the glove of Matsuo, and that'll be the second strike of this at bat. Brandon looking to extinguish this fire right here, right now. Grand ball for a double play or a pair of strikeouts. Which way it's going to go, and that pitch looked pretty good. Maybe a bit too high for Keith Lehman. A ball and 2 strikes now. I'll watch that on the delayed coverage here. Hopefully before Adam throws the next pitch. Maybe a touch high. And that's going to be possibly an infield fly fair. Ash Roberts will move underneath it and will make the catch in foul territory. And that'll be the second out of the inning. So the left fielder now, Matt Carey steps in. Low bases loaded still, but now with 2 out. Single in the last inning, which ended up scoring a run on the error by Brendan Haythwaite in left field. And that pitch just missing up. That'll be ball 1 on Kerry. And there it is, the first strike of this at bat. So 1-1. Brown finds his zone. One and one now for Brown. Kerry looking at knocking in a couple more runs for the Sharks and extend their 3-1 lead in the early stages of this second grade game. Curveball there, so 2-2. Nicely delivered there by Brown. Out of half of the plate. One pitch away from finishing this inning and sending the Manly Bats back into the game to get a couple of runs back on the board and regain control. And the foul tip will do it. Carried down on strikes. And Leo Matsuo is off the hook for any more damage. So after the top of the third, Cronulla with a couple of runs there. They go out to a 3-1 lead after 2.5 innings. And we are the only game on today, the only ground active in round 8 of the New South Wales State League, with all Saturday teams playing yesterday. No results out of Canterbury as yet. So we'll recap the MacArthur and Ryde battle. MacArthur beat Ryde 5-2 on the Wednesday night game, and then doubled down with a 3-1 victory last night. That's 10 in a row for MacArthur since they were here a month ago. So 10 games in a row. They took their first win of the season off in their visit here and haven't looked back since. Second grade finish in a 5-5 draw. Third grade 11-7 in favour of MacArthur, but Ryde got the cookies in the under-18s game. The first game played yesterday, 9-3. Ryde a couple of losses in the 18s recently, so they've bounced back with a win yesterday. Up on the Central Coast, it was all the Kookaburras. They've taken all 5 games this round. It's their second sweep in a row after taking all 5 against Penrith. So, bit of a bounce back after they dropped a couple of games here at Aquatic Ballpark a few weeks prior to that. They won the midweek contest 7-4 and then backed it up, winning 13-1 yesterday in first grade. Their second grade got away with things late in yesterday's game with a 5-4 victory. They shut out Central Coast in fourth grade. And in a top 4 clash between Baulkham Hills and Central Coast and the under-18s, it was Baulkham Hills who prevailed 8-7 in that one. So the Cronulla club hitting a bit of form in the back end of the first half of this season with 10 straight victories through the club. So Trent Nicol digs in, takes the first pitch for a called strike, and then that ball in the dirt for ball 1. He's the lead-off man for the Manly Eagles. Drew the walk, but was caught stealing. Squares the bunt, and it goes foul. Picked up by Roa, running in from third base. Never quite knows sometimes. The amount of spin on the ball could have the tendency to spin back in, especially here. You get the aquatic hop, the aquatic bounce. So Nicol, a ball and 2 strikes behind here, leading off the top of the third for the Eagles, down 3-1. Chris Corey revving up his bench, who seemed to be a little bit quiet, a little bit despondent over there early in this game, but there's plenty of ball left in this one. It did start a little bit later, so I'll have to just double check the official start time. It'll be 2 hours and 15 minutes from that, as the preceding game did go late, which means this game will have a revised official starting time. The first 2 games and the under-18s game on the weekend are timed games of 2.25 hours, with no new inning to commence 10 minutes before the scheduled finishing time. We're around the hour mark so far, and Trent Nicol will draw the walk. So comes back from 1-2 to draw the walk, and will bring up Josh Beasley, who did strike out in his last at bat. So I'll be looking for an improvement on that. Potentially move Nicol over an extra base or 2, and even put himself in the scoring position. The pitcher of Zurab does have a good move. Definitely fooled Nicol on the last occasion. So there'll be a lot more wise and cautious this time. Beasley lifts that one up to Cole Smith. He's running back for it. Cole Smith makes the grab. And it'll be a fly ball to right field for Beasley. That'll be the first out of this inning. Danny Goodson now, the second baseman, steps in. He had a single in his first at bat. Ball that kind of tied up the shortstop Max Marakovic. And he'll take ball 1 to start his at bat. Back. Nicol dives into first base. And Zurab checks the runner over there. Ball 2 there for Goodsall. So he's ahead 2-0. He had a 1-1 pitch in his last at bat. And we'll take 3-0. So Goody will be looking to draw another walk here in the bottom of the third inning. Get his Manly side a pair of base runners here with one out. Tend to get themselves back into this game. And there it is, ball 4. So Goody draws the walk. And that second walk of the inning is going to bring a visit from the second grade manager, Glenn Humphrey. So whilst that happens, we'll take a break and we'll be back with you shortly. So the meeting's done. Ben Sutton with his double in the last inning. He'll step in with runners on first and second, looking to do something similar that he did in his last at-bat. And he's ahead 1 ball and no strikes already. Six straight balls now for Zuru, struggling to find his zone. Sutton with the 2-0 pitch. And he fouls it off. I have confirmed the official starting time of this game was 12:15 p.m. So it'll be 2.25 hours of game time from that, which will mean no new inning after 2:20 p.m. That ball in the dirt is going to get away, so Manly will now have 2 runners in scoring position. Ben Sutton 1 pitch away from loading the bases here. Also 1 swing away from tying this ball game up here in the bottom of the third inning. Yeah, so we're 1 hour and 12 minutes into this one. Three-one pitch was high. Probably would have been ball 4. Sutton poked at it, lifted it up, but lifted it foul and out of trouble. So you'll get another chance. Big pitch coming up here for Zurub. He looks to avoid another walk and hopefully and potentially get another out. That one's lifted over the right side, but again, foul. Count will remain full. And he drives the ball straight to Teixeira in centre field, but it will be a sacrifice fly. Trent Nickel will advance 90, so will Daniel Goodsell. And there's going to be an appeal play at second base, and it's denied by field umpire Emma Cummings. She was happy that Goodsall tagged up, and it's an RBI there for Sutton. Very important RBI, gets them back within a run. And Ash Roberts starts his at bat with the ball and a runner on third base. Tying run 90 feet away, but there are two out here for the right-handed first baseman. Right-handed hitting first baseman. I get that wrong every time. The Ginger Ninja looking to tie the ball game up here. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that ball hit up the middle. That's going to be enough to score. Goodsall. So Ash drives the ball over the second base. It's going to be a single to centre field and a very important RBI. That ties the ball game up. Three now, with 2 out in the bottom of the third. Brendan Haythwaite tripled in his last at bat. And he hacks at the first pitch offering from Zurub. Fouls it off over the right side for strike 1. Looking around for some baseballs to keep this game moving. Haythwaite fouls that one off, so down 2 strikes. Hit a 2-2 pitch in his last at bat. And that ball's down in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball punched into right field. That could drop into the gap. No, it's a good catch by Cole Smith in right field. Looks like the right field and centre field have worked out their issues from the first inning, and it's a very good diving catch by Cole Smith in right field. And that's going to end the inning, but the Eagles fight back in that one. They get 2 runs off a sac fly and a ground ball by Ash Roberts. And after 3 complete, it's Manly 3, Cronulla 3 on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. David Wholesale Meats is a traditional butcher shop first opened in 1976 by the Driver family. They worked hard to keep Devitt's reputation for quality, service and value and have a large staff of fully qualified butchers. Butchery is a craft and cooking is a passion, and the two go hand in hand. The team is awesome, friendly, knowledgeable and talented and are invested in making sure you are completely happy with your purchase and feel a genuine responsibility to the discerning community as they are the gateway from the farm to the table. Devitt Meats source product from farms across the east coast of Australia and respect the product and share a dedication to responsible animal husbandry and wholesome sustainable practices. The factory is fully certified and are committed to keeping the equipment and transport up to date and in top working order. For your next meat needs, head down to Devitt Meats. That's where we get our meat, so that's where you should get yours too. So the fourth inning seems to be a couple of changes. It's going to be Kobe Painter for the Sharks. Manly have also made a defensive change with Ollie Stokes coming in to do the catching in place of Massa Endo. And Adam Brown, I'll get the name right in a minute. Adam Brown has the designated hitter, Painter. Behind a ball and 2 strikes. And Adam Brown gets a strikeout of Kobe Painter. He isn't very happy with it. He thought it might have been outside, but umpire Lehman said strike 3, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So it'll turn out the lineup now, turn it over rather. Back to the leadoff, Jacob Davis, who has struck out, walked and scored a run so far, and Adam Brown starts with a strike. So the 9-hole hitters both looking at strike 3 so far in this game. And curveball dropping in there, getting a swing from Davis. He's quickly behind 0-2. Adam Brown working quickly here. Get Manly's bats back into the game. Ball just down. So 1-2 for Davis. Brown now sets. Delivers the pitch down on the knees, but not called by Keith Lehman, and will even up the count 2-2. And the change up there fouled off by Davis, so 2 balls and 2 strikes, extending the inning. So the 2-2 pitch from Adam Brown. Also wears jumper number 22. Just a fun fact there. Fills the count up, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sixth full count at bat of this game, and he shows patience at the bat to get all the way back from 0-2 to draw the walk. His second walk drawn this afternoon. And the 1-out walk would bring the shortstop up. Max Morakovic, who has drawn 2 walks himself. He has a job to do here to try and help Cronulla regain the lead here in the top of the 4th inning. And he starts off with the ball up and in. Manly first grade squad hovering around behind the third base dugout, getting ready for their game. And it looks like Jacob Davis might have hurt himself sliding back into first base. He's asked for time, clutching at the knee. Hope you don't suffer vertigo looking at this shot. We'll try and get that camera fixed shortly. Good little crowd in attendance this afternoon. 3 junior ball games happening on the back diamond earlier this morning. Some State Cup action between Manly and Cronulla. Try and find out some results of those games. A lot of those kids are stuck around to watch a couple of their local heroes taking on the Sharks in the senior competition. So it looks like Jacob Davis is going to be okay, and he'll take his position at first base. Don't forget to say g'day if you are watching on the stream. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you want to see. Or if you've got any questions about what's happening around here, we'll try and answer them for you or find someone else that can. And that little break has probably upset the rhythm of Adam Brown there as he hits Max Marakovic on the shoulder. So with one out, we'll have runners on first and second, and a very dangerous Cole Smith stepping up to try and score a couple of these runs. And that first pitch to Cole Smith is up for ball one. So the right fielder grounded out to Goodsall in the first inning and then walked in the third, part of a big third inning for the Sharks where they scored 3 runs. Manly have since tied this game up and Brown misses with the curveball. Just missing the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. And that one is up and away. So Cole Smith working the count well and truly in his favour. 3 balls and no strikes. Brown just losing a bit of control here. Need to get it back quick, smart. To prevent this inning from getting out of hand like the last one did for Matsuo. And there is ball 4 down, so 2 walks and a hit by pitch, all with 1 out. And like last time, very dangerous Peter Falk. He did fly out to centre field in his last at bat. Not quite deep enough for a sacrifice fly, but he showed that there's definitely plenty of power in his bat. He definitely looks like he'd be very powerful standing in at 6'3" in that batter's box. Chris Corey comes out to have a chat to his pitcher to settle him down, get him to refocus, find the zone. And that'll be the second visit of 5 allowed for the Manly skipper. So the visit's done. Brown's ready. Ground ball will be very handy for the Eagles right here. And he gets a swing out of Peter Fawkes to start this one. Very high fastball. And Brown is ahead to start the at-bat on Fawkes. Curveball drops in for strike 2. So caught looking in the first inning, then fly out to centre field in the second. Not quite deep enough, as we said, to score the run. Big pitch here for Brown. Has Fawkes down 0-2, and he gets the swing. Very nice pitch there from Brown. That's the second out of the inning. So with 2 out, it's going to be the third baseman, Corey Rower. 5 for 19, so plenty of at-bats for him through 5 games this season with 4 RBIs. Does have two strikeouts without a walk. And Adam Brown will start with a strike on the outside corner. Big opportunity here for the Sharks to get a couple more runs, retake the lead. So 1 strike on Rower. So the halt in proceedings there. Curveball, lifts it into left field. Brendan Haythwaite tracking it, sits underneath it, makes the catch, and Adam Brown works around 3 free 90s and gets the fly ball to finish the top of the top of the fourth inning. And after that, it is 3-3 as we head to the Manly half of the inning. So the Cronulla Sharks have gone to their bullpen. They're calling on number 70, Mitch McDonough, to start this bottom of the 4th inning. Hasn't made an appearance on the mound in 2nd grade as yet. Zach Murphy lifts the first ball, and Corey Rower makes the catch. .2 innings pitched in the 18s with no runs scored, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. So limited appearances for McDonough so far. And he starts with 1 pitch and 1 out, which is the best way to do it. So Ollie Stokes will step in for his first bat. It was a defensive change in the 4th inning, taking over the catching from Masa Endo, and he will take ball 1. And he'll double down with ball 2. Ahead in this count, 2 balls and no strokes. Three balls now for Stokes. Manly will want to get a runner on in some form here, and Stokes looks like he could be the man. Currently ahead, 3 balls and no strikes. And McDonough will punch in strike 1 there, get himself back into this count. And he will have that off the hands. That's going to drop in, and it's going to be a single for Ollie Stokes. Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you get it done. And Ollie Stokes will be aboard with a single here. His 4th at bat in 2nd grade, and he's now 1 for 4. A single to very shallow right field. Adam O'Neill now, the centre fielder. Flied out to right field in his first at bat. And he will take ball 1. And that ball down and in for ball 2. So Adam O'Neill ahead again. 2 balls and no strikes. Stokes with a 1 out single. He stands at first base and takes his lead. That ball is up for ball 3. So another 3 ball at bat by the Manly hitters, showing great patience at the plate. And that pitch is in there for a strike. So McDonough finds his zone. And Adam O'Neill will be facing a 3-1 pitch here with Ollie Stokes at first base. He grounds the ball. That goes to Rowe. It's going to bounce 3 or 4 times. It's a big throw. Adam is quick, and he gets up there in time. Adam absolutely crushes it on 4 bounces to the third baseman charging in. So that'll turn the lineup over. It'll go back to the top for Trent Nickel. Manly threatening here again at the bottom of the 4th, looking to take the lead back. They lost in the 2nd inning. 3rd inning, rather. Very speedy Adam O'Neill at first base. 1 out, so I don't see a bunt happening here. And that ball's down for ball 1. Manly runners in the hitter, checking with Chris Corey for the signal. Got their orders. Stokes with the lead at 2nd, checked in by Marakovic to shortstop, as that ball's left up and away for ball 2. 2-0 now for Nickel. And that one's down. So for the third straight batter, McDonough's in a 3-0 hole. Ollie Stokes almost picked off a second base there. He took off a third on the spin by McDonough, but McDonough couldn't make the throw. The shortstop in Marakovic at second base. The ball trickles into centre field, not deep enough for Stokes to get up and advance a free 90 feet. So both teams unlucky not to damage themselves there. Stokes getting picked off and Cronulla with the wild throw. And that'll be ball 4. So McDonough will load the bases. Glenn Humphreys. Oh, I've got to change the volume on that song, don't we? Let's go to bring out Glenn Humphrey for a visit. Just calm his pitcher down and talk strategy here with the bases loaded. And the man on the under 18 shortstop, Josh Beasley, waiting on deck with the bases loaded. Josh Beasley now, bases loaded opportunity here. And he'll take a pitch on the outside corner for ball 1. Struck out and flew out to right field in his first 2 at-bats so far today. And that ball's in the dirt. Ball 2. That's 6 straight balls from McDonough. And 12 out of 15 in this inning that haven't been in the strike zone, or that haven't been called a strike in this inning so far. And the outside corner, so strike 1. Just as I say that, he throws a strike. So 2-1 now for Beasley. Stokes at third, O'Neill at second, Nickel at first. Down and in, ball 3. So 3-1 here for young Beasley. He is the nephew of Manly first grader Rodney Van Busen. And ball 4, up and away. So to score a run. Good patient at bat by young Josh. And Glenn Humphrey's going to make a pitching change. He's going to go to Maxim Marakovic. And there will be another change happening as well. Looks like Scott Blacklock's going to take over the role at second base. So Blacklock will take the spot in the designated hitter role. He'll come into the field. Max Marakovic will go to the mound, and I'm going to go chase up some lunch, and we'll be back once Max finishes his warm-up pitches. So the first pitch from Max Marakovic is down in the dirt and it can't be handled by the catcher. Catcher Jacob Davis, and Manly get another run. Ball one for Goodsall stepping in. And Goodsall will ground out to the shortstop Blacklock. He checked the runner. He almost didn't realise that there was no force on. Went to fire home. Shout from the dugout came no. Throw it to first. And he makes the throw over to first base to retire Goodsall. So good defensive play by Blacklock there. Ball was finally hit hard to him. He was able to make a play. Had a couple of troubles in the third grade game. So Marakovic back in the zone now. Where are we? It's Benny Sutton up there. Sack fly in his last at bat. And that ball's down for ball one ball and a strike. So Sutton here, 2 runners in scoring position. Ball down, 2 balls and a strike. Has had 2 very good at bats today. Single to right field, knocked in. Knocked in Goodsall from first base, and then a sack fly. 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs. And he pulls that one foul. Cleaned up by Rower. Not as cleanly as his teammates in the dugout would have wanted, giving him a bit of stick for letting it bounce off his glove. So 2-2 for Sutton. He had a 3-2 pitch on his last at bat. So he's definitely seen plenty of pitches today. And that ball's going to be up. It's going to feel the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Very good take there by Sutton. Big opportunity to extend Manly's lead here. And that ball's lifted foul down in the zone, but fouled off. So again, Sutton hits a potential ball 4, but it doesn't hurt him. Stays alive in this one. So 3-2 again to Sutton. Beasley takes his lead from second. Nickel from third. And that ball's down in the dirt. It's going to draw a walk. Ash Roberts will step in, singled into up the middle of the centre field for an RBI in his last at bat, so we'll be looking to do something similar now. And they're given another opportunity to score some more runs in this one. And Marakovic spikes another one into the dirt. Ball 1 here for Roberts starting this at bat. That ball on the knees for strike 1. So Marakovic finding his own again. 1 ball and a strike here. Roberts punches the ball to the second baseman, won't quite get through, and Cronulla will escape that little jam on the 4-3 ground out. So after 4 complete, Manly Eagles 5, Sharks 3 on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. The Rallies team are a small, proud team who take a proud, personal and professional approach to their sale, installation and maintenance of their revolutionary rail glider systems. The Rallies Rail Glider is the most innovative and unique incline access product on the market, offering smooth, quiet and rapid access to all properties on an incline. The Rallies Rail Glider is the up-to-date solution for home access anywhere. To find out more, visit www.railius.com.au. So a bit of confusion for the Eagles there. They forgot that the game time had changed, or the start of the game had changed. They were expecting the game to be finished, but we do have the 5th inning to play. The Manly Eagles in front here, 5-3. Game kicked off at 2:15, so there'll be no new inning after 20 past 2 rather. So still 12 minutes till that curfew kicks in. So plenty of baseball to be played. Big shout out to old man Goody, Daniel Goodsall. To Paul Goodsall, father of the second baseman Daniel Goodsall. I was about to say g'day in Daniel's at bat, but he got me one pitch too early and grounded out. So big hello to Goody, watching on up there on the north coast. Surviving the fires at this stage by the look of things, so I hope everything's okay up there, mate. Fireys doing an excellent job, like they always do, keeping everyone as safe as possible, and they are the true superheroes of our country. And he says a few more runs for Manly will be nice. It certainly would be. Just some quality pitching also comes in handy. But Manly scoring a few more runs today than they did last Sunday. And some definite better at-bats at the plate, especially with runners in scoring position. So we're in the top of the 5th. This game's dragged on a little bit. Pitching from both teams has aided to that. Kobe Roberts will lead things off here. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored on the Brendan Haythwaite error. And then walked in his second at-bat, scoring a run. Adam Brown behind early, 2 balls and no strikes. And that ball also down. So three balls here for Roberts. Lead-off walks have proved costly in the earlier game and this game so far. So Brown will have to dig deep and come back. And he doesn't do that. He walks Roberts to start this one. So back-to-back walks for Roberts. That'll be the centre fielder, Ethan Teixeira. And Brown able to find the strike zone now. Teixeira was the first batter that Brown faced when he came to the mound and replacing Leo Matsuo in the 3rd inning. Pick-off attempts. So he's paid to dive. Roberts diving back rather Nice loud call from field umpire Emma Cummings. Teixeira flew out in foul territory the last time he faced Brown. And Brown ahead now, 2 strikes. Nice looping curveball in the lower half of the zone. So 2 strikes for Brown. Picks off. Ball smothered in the dirt by Roberts over at first base. Doesn't want Roberts any further off the base than he has to be. And that ball low, fouled off by Teixeira, extending his at bat. Still 2 strikes on Teixeira. Looks like Michael Amir warming up in the bullpen for the Eagles. So that pitch by Teixeira is lifted into right field. Moving Roberts up to second base, so it'll be the tying run on base. Teixeira looks like he might have done himself a bit of injury, but he's alright. Matt Carey now, the left fielder. 1 for 2 today. Squares the bunt. Nickel charges. Carey threw that one, so that'll be a strike. Looking to move the runners over. And with everyone in motion, Brown picks off. Brown picks off Roberts. Has him picked off, but with Trent Nickel crashing, there's no one at third base. Brown tried to throw it to Beasley behind the runner. The ball got away from Beasley. Cronulla score a run, and they now have the tying run 90 feet away with none out here in the top of the 5th. So Fawkes was one swing away from not Fawkes rather. Kerry's one swing away from tying this game up. And he swings through that one for strike 2. Big job here now for the Eagles. And he will strike out. That'll be the first out of this inning. Baseball's a funny game sometimes. Just when you think you're in control, doesn't take much for the other team to capitalise on the opportunities you give them. With a walk, a soft single into right field. It's the right idea by Brown, but you've probably just got to give the runner the base. Because not only have you let the Sharks get within a run, but you've also put the tying run. One wild throw, one misplay away from tying this ball game up. And a poke, snagged by Goodsall. He can't make the play at either home or first base. It was an incredible play. Diving stop. The ball falls out of his glove as he tries to make the play. The play was at home. Teixeira comes in, sliding head first into home. But with the infield drawn in, Roberts wasn't able to get back to the base in time to get Blacklock out. And it's going to tie this ball game here. And this game is definitely going to run well into the start of second grade. Third grade finished late, and it looks like second grade is going to finish late as well. So it's back to the top of the lineup with Jacob Davis, the catcher. And one out. Blacklock with a decent lead at first. And that that pitch called ball 2. And there's a foul ball. Gets Brown back in this contest. 2 balls and 1 strike. A big job here for the Manly defence. They're trying to extinguish this inning. Blacklock at first with the lead. Pick off attempt, keeping him close. Not in time. Adam Brown now. 1 pitch away from a ground ball double play to finish this inning. And drops in the curveball for strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on the catcher, Davis. Manly will have one more opportunity in the bottom of the 5th. With Roberts, Haythwaite and Murphy due to bat. So it'll be Haythwaite, Murphy and Stokes due to bat. He fouls that one off. Roberts grounded out in the last inning to finish that one. I don't transfer that into my book. So another foul there. Keeps Davis in this contest. Brown sets 2-2 and delivers, and it's going to be a ball high, well handled by Stokes. Didn't think he had it, turned around and grabbed it, found out it was in his glove the whole time. So it'll be a full count and 1 out. That ball away, ball 4. It's a winning run, the go-ahead run. 90 feet, into scoring position. The pitcher now for the Sharks. He's not the pitcher of record anymore now that his team has fought back into this one. In fact, he wasn't the pitcher of record before that either. He came in and limited the damage that Manly could do, and now has a job of giving his team the lead here with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Lifts that one up. O'Neill's underneath it. Blacklock tags at second base. And the dummy from Blacklock wasn't enough to draw an errant throw from Adam O'Neill in centre field. And Manly will get the second out of this inning. That ball getting past the cut-off man of Beasley. And like you've seen today, as soon as the ball hits the Aquatic infield, it does all sorts of things to infielders. But Nickel, plenty of presence there to smother that ball with Brown backing him up. So 2 out. Cole Smith now. 2 walks and a ground out, so 0 for 1 on the day. And Adam Brown will start him with a called strike. That ball up the middle, it's going to be the go-ahead run. Adam O'Neill charges in on it. He's held. Blacklock at third base. The thrower's offline, but good pitching defense by Adam O'Neill. Got behind the plate quickly. The throw was out of reach from Ollie Stokes, but Brown was there to clean it up. And Cole Smith almost drives in the go-ahead run. But the Sharks will now have loaded bases. And it'll be Pete Foulkes to try and give them the lead in this one. The speedy catcher Jacob Davis stands at second base as the insurance run here. So Foulkes 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts and a fly ball to centre field. That ball inside, and his teammates not happy with him, urging him to let it hit him in the leg. That ball away, 2 balls, no strikes now for Brown in a bit of a hole. Sharks players in the dugout and their supporters very vocal with this comeback. They've come back from 5-3 to tie this game up at 5-all with the bases loaded and 2 out here in the top of the 5th. Foulkes pulls the ball foul. Brown back into this one. Big pitch here for Brown. 2 balls and a strike for Foulkes. Brown with the long hold and the delivery. In for a curveball on the knees. So Brown 1 pitch away with either a strikeout or some soft contact. Soft contact may not be the best thing. So 1 pitch away, 1 strike away. Cronulla down to their final strike to get the go-ahead run. Adam Brown with 2 chances to get this final strike on Foulkes. And that ball does hit him. It'll be the go-ahead run. So Manly will be playing for 2 in the bottom of the 5th. The curveball just left up, taking Foulkes in the shoulder. Blacklock moving up the 90 feet. Blacklock with that screamer to a diving Daniel Goodsall at second base. So Corey Rower officially 0 for 1 with a fly ball to left field. Started the game with a walk and then a hit by pitch, and he grounds the ball. Ash Roberts, clean pickup, touches the base, and that'll end the top of the 5th, but not before the Cronulla Sharks rally for 3 runs. They've taken the lead here. It is the last inning, so Manly will be coming up, playing for 2 runs to try and win this game at the death. They need at least one run to tie it. We'll be back very shortly to see how this game finishes up. So, Brendan Haythwaite here. Led off with a triple litter in the game, so we'll be looking to do something similar. Get himself aboard as the tying run here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the last inning of this second grade game, and he takes ball 1 downstairs to get this at-bat started. So Manly giving up 3 runs in that last one to allow Cronulla to take the lead. Some big moments in that one. Haythwaite ahead here, 2 balls and no strikes. Cronulla certainly capitalising on the opportunities they were given in that last inning. And that's 3-0. And in the Atlantic League in the US, Brendan Haythwaite would have been allowed to steal first on that one. Interesting rule that they trialled down there. Any ball that gets away from the catcher, batter can attempt to steal first, but obviously if he's thrown out, he's out. So 3-0 for Haythwaite. And that ball at the knees for strike 1. Marakovic finding the zone on this occasion. Trying to induce a false swing by Haythwaite earlier in the at-bat. And that'll be a foul, so it'll be a full count now for Haythwaite. That ball probably needed to be fouled off, as it looked like it could well have been a strike. Can't see it on the ray coverage yet, as we're still 2 pitches behind. Marakovic now sets with the full count pitch. Haythwaite fouls it off. Yeah, possibly on the outside corner, that 3-1, so 3-2 now for Haythwaite. Plenty of chatter coming out of the Cronulla dugout. Marakovic now with the 3-2. Fouls it off. Stays alive. Gets to see another pitch. Another foul by Haythwaite, so he's making Marakovic earn this out here. First at bat of the final inning with Cronulla up 6-5. Big pitch here for Haythwaite. Ball hits a row at third, clean pick, and fires across the diamond. That'll be the first out of the inning. Good long at bat. But Max Morakovic did enough to get the ground out of Haythwaite. So that'll see a pinch hitter coming into the game. It'll be under 18 Tom Butler. Plenty of faith shown in manager Chris Corey. Getting his under 18s into the lineup, especially with the game on the line as it is here. Butler was unfortunately thrown out in the third grade game trying to steal third base. And that ball's in there for a strike on Butler. That ball spiked in the dirt, so 2 balls and a strike here for Butler. Another one of the young players who spent a bit of time in first grade this year. And Butler drives this ball into right field, but it's right to Cole Smith. So that'll be the second out of the inning. So the Eagles down to their last out, and it's going to be the catcher, Ollie Stokes. Single to right field in his first at bat after coming in as a defensive replacement behind the plate for Massa Endo. And the change-up gets Stokes swinging, so Stokes down to his last strike. Morakovic now in line for the win here. And it gets a swing, and that'll do it. Cronulla with the win. The comeback, they've rallied back from 5-2 down to come and steal this one, 6-5. Tough start for Travis Zurab, giving up a few runs with 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. Adam Brown was good for an inning and a third, but just couldn't quite control things in the 5th inning. And Cronulla have come back to win this one 6-5. Max Morakovic came on and did a good job at the end there. Shaky start with that first pitch in the dirt, allowing Manly to score another run, but held his nerve, retired the rest of the side, and came up and retired Manly in order in the last inning. So that's the end of the second grade. Cronulla 6 have defeated Manly 5. We'll be taking about a 15-minute break before first grade gets underway here. The main game will have the starting lineups for you shortly. Enjoy a bit of a break, and we'll be back with you soon for the first grade game.